During your performance reviews, what criticism do you hear the most? Is it about lack of communication, or perhaps not meeting targets? Or maybe it's about not being proactive enough? Welcome to the world of performance reviews, a world filled with a myriad of criticisms. It's a complex conundrum, isn't it? Criticisms can come in many shapes and sizes, from the subtle and gentle to the harsh and direct. They can be about your communication, your punctuality, your ability to meet targets, or even your level of proactivity. Now let's shine a light on the fact that these criticisms can vary depending on your job role. Let's say you're a graphic designer. You might hear comments about your creativity or your ability to meet deadlines. On the other hand, if you're in sales, you might be criticized about your negotiation skills or your ability to close deals. The truth is, criticism is a part of every job role, and it can be a source of stress for many. It can make you question your abilities and doubt your worth. But here's a thought. What if we told you that criticism isn't always a bad thing? That's right, criticism, when delivered constructively, can be a stepping stone to your professional growth. It can give you insights into areas you need to improve, help you understand your strengths better, and guide you in setting your career goals. It's like a compass, pointing you in the direction of growth and improvement. So instead of dreading it, embrace it. But how exactly do you do that? How do you turn criticism into a tool for growth? As we venture through this journey, remember that criticism is not always negative, but rather an opportunity for growth. We'll delve deeper into this in the next scenes. Stay tuned. As we venture through this journey, remember that criticism is not always negative, but rather an opportunity for growth. Imagine two employees, John and Jane. Both are hardworking and committed, yet they receive different feedback during their performance reviews. Meet John. He's the type who prides himself on his efficiency, always delivering his projects on time. But during his performance review, his manager points out that he could improve on his communication skills and provide more regular updates. John takes this feedback personally, seeing it as a criticism of his overall ability. He becomes defensive and starts to question his competency, leading to a dip in his productivity and overall job satisfaction. On the other hand, we have Jane. She's also a diligent worker, always striving to do her best. Like John, she receives feedback during her performance review that she could communicate more frequently with her team. Unlike John, however, Jane doesn't take this feedback as a personal attack. Instead, she sees it as an opportunity to grow and improve. She takes the criticism on board and starts sending weekly updates to her team, keeping them in the loop about her progress. Not only does this make her work more transparent, but it also fosters a sense of trust and collaboration within her team. Jane's reaction to criticism shows her resilience and adaptability, traits that don't go unnoticed by her manager. You see, both John and Jane were hardworking and dedicated, yet their different reactions to criticism led them down divergent paths. John allowed the criticism to affect his self-confidence, which in turn affected his performance. Jane, however, used the criticism as a stepping stone to improve her skills and strengthen her team relationships. Criticism, when given constructively, is not a personal attack, but a tool for growth. It's how you handle it that can make all the difference. Do you let it knock you down like John? Or do you use it as a springboard towards improvement, like Jane? Let's remember, no one is perfect. We all have areas in our professional lives that could use a little improvement. And that's perfectly okay. It's about learning, adapting, and growing. As we witnessed in John and Jane's story, how you handle criticism can significantly impact your career trajectory. Now that we understand the impact of criticism, how can we handle it effectively? Criticism, particularly in a professional setting, can feel like a bitter pill to swallow, yet it's an essential part of growth and development. So let's break it down into a 4-step framework that can help you navigate through the choppy waters of criticism. Listening, understanding, reflecting, and acting. First up, listening. This may seem obvious, but it's more than just being silent while the other person talks. It's about giving your full attention, keeping an open mind, and resisting the urge to interrupt or defend yourself immediately. Not easy, but crucial. Moving on to understanding. Here's where you ask clarifying questions. If necessary, it's about ensuring that you've grasped the essence of the feedback Remember, it's not about agreeing or disagreeing at this stage, but about comprehending what's being said. Next, reflecting. This is your opportunity to mull over the feedback. Ask yourself, is there truth in this criticism? How does it align with my self-perception? What can I learn from it? These questions, while uncomfortable, will help you gain clarity and perspective. And finally, acting. This is about creating an action plan based on the feedback. It could involve setting new goals, altering work habits, or even seeking additional training. The key here is to use the criticism as a catalyst for positive change. Now remember, this isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. Each step may take more time for some than others, and that's okay. What's important is to not let criticism leave you paralyzed or defensive. Instead, use it as a tool for self-improvement and career growth. So there you have it, a simple yet effective framework to handle criticism. It's not about eliminating the sting of criticism, but learning how to use it to your advantage. And remember, criticism is not a reflection of your worth, but an opportunity for growth. With the right approach, you can transform criticism into a stepping stone for success. We've covered a lot today, haven't we? Let's recap the main points. We dove deep into the world of performance reviews, shedding light on the most common criticisms. We found that lack of updates often tops the list, but remember, it's not about the frequency, it's about the quality and timing. We then weaved the tale of two employees, showing how their reactions to criticism can shape their professional growth. One employee saw criticism as a threat, while the other saw it as an opportunity. Who do you think came out on top? Finally, we explored a framework for handling criticism effectively. It's about taking a step back, processing the feedback, and using it to fuel your progress. It's about turning that criticism into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Remember, criticism is not a setback, but an opportunity for growth. So next time you hear a critique, embrace it, learn from it, and watch yourself grow.